Gene Tamashiro. This is the Aloha Uprising for life and liberty in the land of Aloha. And what we decided to do was to bring the community together and have a ho'olaulea. But we wanted to do it as like a ho'olaulea with purpose. And what is that purpose? That purpose is to bring truth at the forefront. Wherever it may go, wherever it may lead, we want to pursue the truth because we know now that 90% of the corporate media, pretty much worldwide, is controlled by 5 or 6 corporations. So there's a lot of spinning and censoring and sometimes outright lying going on. And while the internet and other forms of alternative information are still available, albeit they are surveilled, we wanted to come together and share good information about how we can address as a community a world that is spiraling out of control. I mean, we're spending $2 billion a day on a war that no one even really knows who or where the enemy is, and certainly we don't know where any weapons of mass destruction are.
Those lies from 9/11 have taught people to hate the other.
There's a reason why we connected here and gathered here on 9/11. Obviously, it's a very important day in American history. But 80% of the American people want a real investigation of the so-called official 9/11 story. Many members of the 9/11 Commission have come forward publicly and said this is not a legitimate report on what happened. These are the people that were actually appointed. And so why is it that mainstream media, the government, and the general zeitgeist of the overall community makes it a crazy idea to even to think about when I myself, and like so many others who are not engineers or architects, can look at 3 major buildings, perhaps some of the tallest in the world, built to actually withstand airplane hits of larger planes, fall to the ground at the speed of gravity, okay? That's never happened in the history of architecture, but for it to happen at the speed of gravity, fall down and disintegrate into dust, 3 of these buildings on the same day, that raises a lot of layman questions. So the internet is filled, and there are even books filled with information regarding the controlled demolition. Now, who did it, how they did it, the exact details of that, we don't know because we're not allowed a legitimate investigation. What are the implications? Oh, that's in the past, it doesn't matter. Think about it. Because of the 9/11 lie, because of our inability to follow the truth, okay, collectively, we're following the truth, but hey, everybody join in together. Because we're not, as a society, as a civilization, allowed to follow the truth about 9/11, we have the Patriot Act, which was brought forward like 30 days, 1,600 pages long, that I don't know if anybody read, like so many other laws and bills that are just thrown on big stacks of books that Congress people don't even have a chance to read. So these things are passed. Okay, these draconian measures, we went there to war in the Middle East. We have the Patriot Act because of all of this terror that supposedly exists, and there's no weapons of mass destruction. I don't know what happened to the Bin Laden guy. And the man of hope and change, he came in, and everybody's voting Mr. Obama in the hopes that we get some form of justice. And the first thing he does, he protects George Bush and Dick Cheney and all those guys. Wake up, you guys, and seek out in your own local community other people like we're doing here today, willing to stand up, discuss the truth with Aloha, and find meaningful ways to build strong community and build up relationships. So what? We can grow our own food, we have shelter, we have security, and in our unique case in Hawaii, we can re-empower the already existing Hawaiian kingdom. Okay.